Hello people of YouTube, my name is Brad, this is my channel Adamant Orange, and this week in 3D metal model news, starting as usual with Fascinations. Last week I mentioned how Fascinations had finally managed to get out 3 of the coming soon models, the Hogwarts in Snow, Boba Fett, and Deadpool models. And last week, when I made the video, looking on Innova Toys, only 2 of the 3 were available. The Deadpool model wasn't yet available. It did not take long after making or even uploading that video that the Deadpool model did become available. So it is out now. If you haven't heard already, you probably have. But we are now once again waiting for new stuff from Fascinations Metal Earth. People have already gotten that model. People have already started building those 3 models, if not completed one of those 3 models. So a lot of people were quite excited to have those things. I think I've already seen a finished Deadpool model on the Metal Earth subreddit. Looking over at Peace Cool, they don't have anything new, but again last week I talked about 3 models that were coming up. The Courtyard House, the Dragon Bookend, and the Dragon Gate Carps. And at that time there wasn't a date of when they'll be released. Now there is. It's actually Friday the 10th, so yesterday, though I'm still not seeing them online for sale, and that's normal. It usually takes roughly a week after they're released before they start becoming available on places like AliExpress or wherever or Crazy Toys, if it's even that quick. Things are moving even slower now, so it's really totally up in the air. And I've gotten people asking about other things that were previewed or hinted at with Fascinations, for instance, the International Space Station. And Metal Earth did hint at that. It was leaked in the newest catalog that was out. They put out a picture of it in their newsletter. There's also the Darth Vader model that was hinted at like Comic-Con back in January. And I want to say that it even showed up online and then went away. It's kind of hard to remember at this point, but there's so many things have been thrown in the air with the coronavirus, and so many things are moving so much slower now, and we're still getting back together. Honestly, I think this will probably continue to be this way for some time. I would rather, in my head, I'm rather expecting things to continue to move slowly, so if they do speed up, it'll be a pleasant surprise, and if they don't, it won't be a big disappointment. I'm already mentally prepared for that, but that's what's going on. Looking around on Crazy Toys and AliExpress, I'm not seeing anything new. I did find something interesting on MUmodels.com, which is basically the current MU site, because the site has changed. There have been 2 different sites since I started doing these videos. But MUmodels.com, I couldn't get it to load the other day, but I was able to get it to load last night. And they've got 5 models. It's an interesting picture they have, and it's a picture of someone's hand, and it has the models like on their fingertips. And I tried to do some Google translating myself. I've also asked for help from Garth Iron, trying to piece together all the information I've gathered. Google Translate it. There's like this one section, if you scroll down the page, that has some Chinese characters on it, and it translated through Google. Actually, I had to use my phone on the screen, but anyway, translated as palm style. Garth translated it as Chinese style on your hand, which makes sense. You know, first I thought palm is in palm tree, but they're probably talking about the palm of your hand, or, you know, hand size. That makes sense. Creative at your fingertips, and the national wind in the palm is what I got through Google Translate. But we have several different models. Do my best to try and pronounce them. The first one up is the Gawan Yin Pavilion, and that is basically like the Hall of Gawan, excuse me, Buddhist temple based in the Hunan province. The product size, or the size of the finished model, from what I'm gathering, is 54 by 54 by 62 millimeters. Looks like it's just one sheet. It is listed as being brass, 74 pieces, and only 3 stars, so a fairly small and simple model according to what I'm seeing. The next one is the Dajin Hall. I believe that's how you pronounce it. According to Garth, it's built in 1625, first of 3 Qing Emperors, 1625 to 1644. Now a museum Loyan Palace. A finished size on that is 70 by 72 by 50 millimeters. One sheet, again brass, 32 pieces, and only 2-star difficulty, so again fairly simple. The next one, not sure how to pronounce this. The Google Translate translated originally as Fo Zhang Chuang, or then again translated separately as a Buddhist Pavilion. So I got two different translations out of that. Built of Longevity Hall, rising 58 meters high in the Summer Palace of Beijing. Finished size of 54 by 54 by 57 millimeters. One sheet, also brass, 58 pieces and 3 stars. And then we have Northern Lake Court, or aka Beihu Pavilion, in Shandong Province at Tabai Lake Scenic Area, aka the Winter Palace, once used to be a part of the Imperial Garden, but is now a public area, according to Garth Aaron. 70 by 70 by 47 millimeters, finished size, one sheet, again brass, 56 pieces, 3-star difficulty. And the last one of the 5, the Phoenix House Spring Cherry, or Phoenix Tower Spring Sakura, depending on which Google Translate you want to believe. According to Garin, it's far from pink in real life. Phoenix Court, built at the highest point in Shanyan Palace, Palace. It was the bed chamber of Prince King and his concubine. So that is the shortened version of the information I've got from that. Is a 40 by 40 by 45 millimeter finished size. Looks like it's made up of 4 smaller sheets. Probably because I'm guessing they might be, well, they're probably different colors. I'm not sure. I originally expected it to be listed as having like brass and stainless, but according to what I've translated, it's only stainless steel. I'm kind of thinking it might be a mixture. 40 pieces and 2-star difficulty. Thank you again to Garth Aaron for helping me understand a little bit about that. If you have any more information that you want to add, what's going on with these different structures, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I, of course, am just pointing it out because it's another model that's coming soon from MU. Don't have any idea when it's going to come out, but I've noticed recently over the past few months, whenever something shows up on the MU website, it does tend to show up on AliExpress pretty quickly. I've even noticed them at the same time before on AliExpress and on the MU website at the same time. Didn't even really get a chance to preview it. But that's what I'm seeing new this week. It's an interesting looking model. They look to be very small size. There's some pictures, close-up pictures showing the detail of them. It's pretty cool, very colorful, interesting structures. If I was caught up, I would jump on these in a heartbeat when they came out. There's so many things out there to build, though. They'll probably get put on the back burner forever, just for me personally. So many models coming out in so little time. But that brings us to the end of what's coming and new stuff that I found this week. So I want to go to the sort of question of the week I left in last week's video, or topic of the week. And I talked about how it's been a while since anything came out from Fascinations. The P-School stuff's been a little bit slow, but picking up. Did you have a backlog that you were working on, and how far did you get through that backlog through time off with this pandemic? Did you have time off? What's going on? Just kind of a general question for those of you out there. I know a lot of people who've been working through their backlog, people that have been in isolation, social isolation, and getting more done, while there's some people who are working more or working just the same and not having any more time. So I'm just curious where you are. We got comments, several comments. We've got George Bell. My Metal Earth queue is still pretty long. I have the Iconics X-Wing and Solo Millennium Falcon left. I plan to do the same 3 P-School Premium Series equivalent models after that as a comparison. Once those are done, I have the Game of Thrones set to finish up, and another Mega R2-D2 that I want to try painting. Turns out Working from home didn't give me as much time to sit and work on those as I had hoped it would, but I keep plugging along. I respect that. There's, you know, I do these videos for home, so it's working from home, and it takes a lot of time just to do the work, and it's so easily to get distracted, especially if you have family, if you have kids in your house. There was a long time I completely resisted the idea of doing work from home because I did not think I would ever be able to focus on what I'm doing. Seems like such a fantastic idea, but it comes with its caveats. That being said, George, when you do the comparison of the Peace Cool Star Wars models versus the other, I'm super curious. I've gotten some information from Laurent Palm, I believe it is, and that was interesting to see, but there's still some comparisons. I would like to see some direct comparisons between some of the models, because I get the impression they're extremely similar, but they've just kind of bumped the size up and used more sheets. I'm not really sure. I'd love to find out more information. I'd love to build them myself, but I just know that it's going to be a while before I get to that point, and I'm sure other people will get to it before me. Lynn J638, hey Brad, off topic, is the International Space Station Metal Earth model ever going to be released this summer? And this is one of the reasons I kind of brought that up earlier in the video, because this was one of the comments I got. I have no idea what's going on with the International Space Station. I haven't gotten any information from my usual sources, just because everything's just been so overwhelmed and busy and behind and just slow going that in a lot of ways I don't even think the folks at Metal Earth know when stuff's going to arrive specifically, because there's so many shipping issues. If you've ordered anything from AliExpress or from Crazy Toys or from China lately, and you're used to doing that, you've noticed that it's taking a lot longer for things to get here. I have one model that took like 2 months, and I actually ordered 2 different things at the same time. And the other thing is still somewhere out there, and it's been close to 2.5, 3 months now. We've already had to extend the deadline once. The 3 models that came out from Fascinations recently, I understand, were held up in port for quite a while, so it's just a nightmare for everyone. I imagine maybe they're doing more to screen things and try to slow the spread of coronavirus, especially coming from China. Don't know. I don't work at the docks. I don't work in customs, but I think there's just a lot of people who don't have a lot of information about what's going on right now, because they're just trying to get their hands on top of what is going on right now. So that remains a big question. GarthTube, great video as always. Stoked you're finding time for a still with your busy timetable. I couldn't help myself with my wife being Chinese. I ordered the fan, so I shall let you know brand and etc. once it arrives. I live in New Zealand, so our lockdown hasn't been too bad, but I still not caught up on my list of models to build due to health reasons and the fact that cool models keep dropping, so I get them. But I would say, just looking in storage containers, that there is at least 100, enough to keep me busy for a long time. My build count to date is 231. An interesting but rather expensive model I just got was Thousand Sunny Pirate Ship One Piece to go with the first boat, Going Merry. A collector loves a set, hobby, or edition. I respect that. I talked about the Thousand Sunny Pirate Ship a while back when I was going through the different Tenyo models, and I'd definitely like to get it. And after doing that, my youngest is very much into Japanese anime, and we talked about the One Piece, and we started watching it. We haven't gotten but so far. We certainly haven't gotten to the Thousand Sunny. We're still on the Going Merry, but that's been an interesting experience, which unfortunately I have even less time to watch now. It's been quite a couple of weeks since we've watched any episodes because I just don't have the time, but I respect that. That's pretty cool. Victor Atreides, I have 12 models on my queue. I have 6 Metal Earth models, 1 Peace Cool, and 5 MU. Currently I am building MU's Soundwave. What a beast. Love to get the Soundwave. The MU Transformers models are amazing. I love doing them, but yes, they take some time. Have fun with that. I'm sure you will, and it's not sarcasm. Those are fantastic models once they're done. Fabian S., thanks for the video again. As for the Model Q, I couldn't find time to work on anything this month. Work and family filled my weeks. This month, I will have time to build one of the models I have laying around. I'll probably start with the Iconics Black Pearl. I'm also really excited for the Hogwarts in Snow. It will probably take a few more weeks before it's available here in the Netherlands though. Good luck with that. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It took us a while to get it. And I haven't even touched it yet with the Hogwarts Snow, but I had just caught up on the Hogwarts collection and there's more coming out. Missy Kim, hey, I started the Apollo lunar lander sometime last year and I haven't touched it since. Things got crazy and I simply never picked it up again. Been trying to get back into it though. Maybe that Hogwarts in Snow will inspire me. Perhaps it will. Good luck with that. I've had times where I've put some stuff down and it took me a while to get back into it, especially when I've had a lot of medical things going on. That happens occasionally. I'm slowly approaching 300 models in this point, and there are times where I do want to just put things down and go do something else for a while. So far, I've always come back to it and kept this channel going. Logan Springer, before COVID-19, I had 9 models. Now I have 22. Before we had to go into quarantine, I went to Hobby Lobby and I got the Metal Earth Freight Train. It was 5 sheets, so that's why I got it. Then I got Thor's Stormbreaker, then the Auckland Sky Tower, F-15 Eagle, Iron Man, the Iconics Capitol Building and drum set, the 65 Ford Mustang in color. A few weeks later, I got the Crawler Crane, the Legends Megaton and Megatron from my favorite YouTuber, and since then I have gotten the Disney Haunted Mansion and Disney Sleeping Beauty Castle in color. I have gotten 14 models so far and they have definitely kept me busy. I'm only 12, so every time I want to get a model I have to clean the house to earn money so I can get it on Amazon. I will be surprised if anyone reads this comment because it's huge. Have a nice day as always and keep on keeping on. Surprise, Logan, I've read your comment. That's fantastic, and I definitely respect doing some chores to earn points or money or whatever to get these models. I mean, honestly, that's kind of what we're all doing as adults. We're working somewhere to earn the money to get the models to build to enjoy our hobby. So congratulations on your collection and definitely enjoy building those models. And for most of those, if you need help with a video, I've got one. Now, sometime back I talked about doing a compilation video, a sort of pass the model challenge, and I'm still getting videos for that. I'm still working on that, still compiling that together. So I'm still also accepting videos for that as of now because I haven't finished it yet. Still some time basically, and trying to think ahead of what I'd do next. It was one of the things that's been suggested, one of the things I've thought about is doing a similar pass the model sort of challenge, but instead of it being everyone does their own model, maybe doing something larger like an MU Transformers model or an Iconics model where we have several different people working on it and doing a piece and passing the piece, and then having the other person work on another section and adding to. It's something to think about. That would definitely take more planning and more coordination between different people to put that together. But what do you think of that? I know I still haven't gotten the first compilation video together, but thinking future-wise, what do you think of that idea of having several people get together and build pieces of a model? And we're all going to build our own model. We're not actually going to mail pieces through the mail. I don't think that's a good idea. But everyone builds a piece and passes it, and the next person, you know, already has their piece built and builds another piece and adds to it. Or if something that's in sections and everybody builds sections and then one person puts it all together, something along those lines. What do you think? Is there any models you would suggest? What do you think of the idea? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to know. It's not something that's going to happen soon because I still got to get the first thing out of the way, but just thinking ahead, what do you think about that kind of compilation video where we have several people working together on one model? Leave your comments down below. We'll discuss that next week. That's it for this week. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters for continuing to support this channel. And as always, keep on keeping on.